sourdough discard, starter discard, so that you don't waste as you go to proof out your starter after it's been in the fridge or when you've not used it. There's always that excess starter discard, so dinner rolls is my go-to. Just for my discard, so get my thoughts straight here, sorry. I only let it rise one time before rolling it out into dough. Dough balls, equal size, equal portion dough balls. So a lot of people let it rise twice or 3 times, but I do not. Oh, my egg wash has got a little egg in it. Or my egg wash has got a little dough in it. Oh well. Light fluffy. This has got eggs. I'll put in the disclaimer, I'll put in the description what I use for the actual recipe. It is a combination of egg and the starter and even a little bit of yeast to give it an extra boost, since it had not been an active starter discard. So there's butter and sugar, yeast, starter, about 400 grams of flour, regular bread white dough flour, and I put in a little bit of milk, and you can use oil or butter, whichever. This is more of a kneaded dough. It's not like your typical sourdough. So to knead this is okay. I'm going to be able to incorporate a bunch of little balls. How you go about getting your balls rolled, whether you want to add flour or not is up to you. Some people use the water. I cannot. I'm just texture. I have to have the ability to roll well. I'll let this proof again in the pan. I'd rather have little dinner rolls, small bolt rolls, rather than bigger ones. Make little ham sandwiches, little ham sliders, because Easter is just ended and we all end up with this excess ham, sometimes cheese and other things left over. So we'll go ahead and make them bite size, not too big. Try and make them as uniform as possible. If the dough is again too relaxed, which can happen. But I want a light, really light, fluffy roll. So So hopefully I can achieve that by not adding too much flour. Getting a good press in. Make sure all those edges are well incorporated. You can let this proof again, but you let it air out and it just gets sticky all over again. So the best thing to do is just let it rise once and work with that. I'm going to do this in the cast iron skillet. Messy business, sticky business. People weigh. Some people actually get the scale out and weigh out each one. That's a lot of added work. A roll is another roll. But if you're putting in a cast iron skillet and you're trying to get kind of a uniform rise, it might be worth the effort to go ahead and weigh out each individual roll here. The longer I sit with this, you can see how the dough is actually easier and easier to manipulate and work with. It's because it's relaxing even as it's sitting there after the first proof. I have a very big skillet, so I have to have enough that will cover, so smaller ones may work much better than a bunch of larger ones. It's a little bit too big. Go ahead and put this in this cast iron skillet and let it rise for about another hour. Hopefully we'll get a good rise. It's a little sticky. Maybe one more, maybe two I'll be able to get out of this. Let's see. Maybe a little bit small. You can use the counter to actually stick a little from here to here. We'll see how we did. Yep, at one time this had burnt top, did its job. I just use it so that my board doesn't slip around. Cast iron skillet moved over. garlic butter. Brush on after. Have a well seasoned and oiled pan. Make sure you have a good shot of that. To the side. Bigger ones. Hopefully they rise into each other and we'll be good, all set to go here. Dough balls that become uniform. Hopefully they'll rise into each other well enough. We'll find out. All right. Cover that up. Some plastic wrap. Nice big piece if I can. Greatest nightmare. This plastic wrap. There we go. And I have the other piece from when we were rising, proofing the first batch. Just so it doesn't dry out. Give that about an hour. Put it on the warmer stove. I can wet out the tea towel if I wanted to, but I think it'll be fine. It's on a humid day or a dry day. I think it's everything in between. I think that after 5 minutes to an hour, the dough should be just fine. Enough as I go. My newly fed active yeast. I have egg whites, or the whole egg actually, with a tablespoon of water, and that will be for glazing out the dough before it goes in the oven. Browns up nice. Baste that nicely. Dropped a little bit of flour in there. Should be fine though. It's all relative to dough making. No foreign, nothing foreign. One hour. Some rise here. Let's get some egg wash on there. Be gentle about it. They'll still rise up in the oven. Looks like the wrap got stuck on one. All right. Oven is preheated to 375, and if you want like a cupcake for there to be good rise, the higher the temperature the better, without being overly brown. Let's get this in. All right, 375 for about 20 minutes. I'll check on it and I may cover it. Nice and centered. I might rotate it because my stove does not, I don't know, it just tends to not heat exactly even. So. Oh, it's hot. Piping hot. Ooh, piping hot. Awesome. Light and fluffy. So good. So good. They're going fast. My best friend. This is a honey glazed ham with figs and pineapple. So good. And the rolls just top it off. As a leftover option for any ham or beef or whatever, or even turkey, whatever you had for Easter or the holiday. Yay! Enjoy your process of making from home scratch food, whether it's bread or your recipes or a full dinner or just a salad. Just mix it up, make it special.